I want to watch a professional chef make the Pokemon Sword and Shield pasta curry. I want to see how good is it. Is it makeable for me? I'm a bit of an idiot. I don't know much about making food, but I do enjoy pasta and spaghetti. So let's have a look at it, shall we? I actually made a few videos about this in the past. I made some of the curries from Sword and Shield. I made the whipped cream one, the apple one, and a few others. As you can see, I made all these curries in real life before. The cheesy one was not good. The whipped cream one was disgusting, though. Never make that one.
Hello there. Welcome back to another episode of Arcade with Alvin. Today I'll be making the pasta curry from Pokemon Sword and Shield. Just noticed that my apron is not ironed. Looks kind of cool though, so we're just gonna go with it. This is
okay, don't worry about it.
Curry
I never iron my clothes.
Often used to make curry, specifically a Japanese style curry, a more mild and mellower version of what you might be used to. When you open up
Japanese style curry, it's so flavorful. I like the Indian style curry and like the more spicy versions that they have there. And I like Chinese style curry as well, but like Japanese has a very unique taste to it. It's very nice.
A package like this, usually you're presented with a couple of blocks. I'm gonna go ahead and take 4 of them, break them up, and throw them into a saucepan. Let's just give this a taste. Delicious. I'm just following package instructions
curry
here.
block?
So 4 cups of water, mixing that in and bringing this to a boil until it's thick and kind of reduced into a sauce. This is the base of the curry, to which we're gonna add 10 berries, as that is the recipe from the game.
Berries?
I have here a couple of
Whoa, okay. I don't know what berries they use in the game, but that's interesting. Oh, it's like slightly sweet? Okay, I made the apple curry, and when I tried it, I was genuinely surprised at how good it was. It was like savory and slightly sweet at the same time. Had a little bit of a tang and sweetness and sugariness from the apple. But you had the savoriness and the saltiness from the curry. It was a weird combination, but I didn't dislike it.
A few oran berries, a handful of red rost berries, and finally 1 pecha berry.
Wait, he's just putting the whole thing in. He's not even like chopping it up. He's like throwing the whole thing in there.
1 large pecha berry. And 1 sausage, because I messed up during the shoot and thought we were making the sausage curry first and not the pasta one. But we'll get to that later. All right, first
throw a sausage in there.
Flames. Make sure to give your curry a good old stir.
It's
and
good.
Put your heart into it.
What?
Like that.
I love it.
Ta-da! A game-accurate version of Pokemon Sword and Shield sausage curry.
Does not look very good, I'm gonna be honest. That looks a little bit not appealing. That's a little gross. I think it needs to be thicker. It needs to be on like some rice. I don't think you can just have a bowl of it like that.
There's a taste here.
That's gonna suck, isn't it? He's gonna think,
oh no, that is not very good. I'll be very happy eating this one.
Wait, did he just boil the sausage in the curry without searing it on the outside first? Alvin, what are you doing?
Okay. Cut the video. Pokemon Sword and Shield takes place in the Galar region, inspired by the United Kingdom. So I'm going for a Japanese British style curry here. In order to make the curry roux from scratch, we're gonna start with a wonderful
He said British style curry. British style curry is just stealing it from India.
Recipe from just 1 cookbook. I'm cooking 7 tablespoons of butter with 3.5 ounces of flour. Constantly stirring this until it looks like peanut butter, basically. For seasoning, I'm adding a 1/4 cup of S&B curry powder, which seems to be a common ingredient found in this curry. Next, I'm adding a tablespoon of garam masala, a teaspoon of onion powder, half a teaspoon of cayenne pepper, and about a teaspoon of MSG, because that stuff's really good.
Yeah, you always put MSG. Don't be afraid of MSG. MSG is delicious. It's on all of your crisps, all of your chips. It's on everything. Just throw some MSG and stuff. It's delicious.
So combined, I'm taking this off the heat and pouring this into a small dish lined with parchment paper. So this can chill in the fridge until it's hard. So potatoes, carrots, and onions are the common vegetables found in this style of curry. So I'm gonna peel and cut 4 potatoes, peel 4 medium carrots.
Did you just say carrots and onions are the most common, so I'm gonna peel a potato? Oh no, he said potato beforehand, sorry.
To get that nice jewel shape. Finally, 2 medium onions, peeled and cut. Pretty standard. It's also pretty common to find apple flavoring or apple in this style of curry. So I'm gonna peel and grate 1 Fuji apple, 4 peeled garlic cloves, and a 2
I did this. I remember doing this.
Sliced and peeled before. Once the vegetables are done, it's time for my favorite part, the meat. We did have a ribeye steak.
Yeah, it is.
I would personally just sear and eat like
he's a man's man.
This is for the greater good, so I'm gonna slice it very thinly into small pieces. Everything seems to be in order. I think it's time to set up our tent outside.
While I look at that beef, I'm slow cooking a beef brisket in my slow cooker downstairs for pretty much all day. I have to record the rest of this video, come on.
And cook in our Pokemon camp. We've got a nice big roaring fire over here. Let me just put down our Dutch oven. Ow. And after a healthy glug of oil to heat up,
I don't have one of those
because I want a nice brown color on them. This is followed by the ribeye, which I
nice
also
caramelization.
will see a brown color on. Once the stuff in the pot is brown, I'm throwing in our carrots and potatoes. Just like math, order of operations is actually pretty important here, so we don't overcook certain vegetables and undercook others. For the last of our solid stuff, in goes in the apple, the garlic, and the grated ginger. For the liquid stuff, I'm adding in 5 cups of beef stock, 2 tablespoons of ketchup, 2 tablespoons of honey, and 2 tablespoons of soy sauce. I knew there'd be honey in that. Once those are in, make sure to give your curry
an interesting combination.
And oh, I forgot, a couple of dashes of Worcestershire sauce for flavor. Gonna cover.
Oh, you said it right, Worcestershire sauce. For some reason, all Americans say Worcestershire sauce.
For the sub,
it like blows my mind. Honestly, I know it looks like that's how it's spelled, but come on, Worcestershire? What the fuck? Come on, that doesn't sound wrong to you?
This is cooking over an open flame, which is a little different than on the stove, but we're gonna let it go until it starts to thicken. Probably around an hour or so. While our curry is bubbling away in our Pokemon can.
It looks good so far.
Blocks, shall we? Our golden curry paste is nice and hardened, which means it's pretty easy to lift it out and cut this into a satisfying number of blocks. Nice. And just for comparison,
he made his own curry blocks. Interesting.
Similar to the packaged roux blocks. Dare I say, even better? Let's bring in a second opinion. This is Rachel. She's very good with food.
She's the resident sniffer.
She likes the one we made too. Ours has a little bit more spice. Maybe because we went for a more British style curry in the flavoring, but both are just as good.
It's ironic that everyone dunks on the Brits for having no spice, and he's like, yeah, this one has more spice because it's British. Like, hold on a second. But that's not the stereotype.
It's been about an hour, and our curry looks like it has reduced down a little bit, so I think it's a good time to add our curry blocks. I'm using a ladle trick where you first put in all the roux, and you lower it into the hot bubbling bath of curry, but use a little bit of the liquid to whisk in first inside the ladle before incorporating it into the whole entire pot of curry itself. This helps the roux disperse easier so you don't end up with huge clumps. Over the open flame, it did reduce a little bit more than I expected, so I'm adding back in about 2 to 3 cups of water to compensate for that.
Honestly, I'd kind of just let it be really thick. I like a good thick gravy, a thick curry. Just thick sauce is what does it. I hate a watery sauce. If it's a watery sauce or a watery gravy, just throw the whole thing out. It's pointless. You've just ruined the entire dish by making it too watery.
Goes back on, and this will cook until it's gotten nice and thick. Throwing the berries in whole in that first batch seemed a little bit weird. But what if I chop them up a bit and let them break down and absorb into the essence of the curry itself? So I'm going to finally cut up 3 blackberries, 4 oran berries, 2 red rost berries, and 1 pecha berry. Those are just blackberries, blueberries, strawberries, and a peach. And just like the game, we have to fan the flames.
He already has apple in it, so it's not that strange.
And berries, give the curry a good old stirring, and finally,
I've never seen anything like that before. I wonder how it's gonna turn out.
Put your heart into it, just like that. One does not simply eat curry without rice. Here, I have 4 cups of Japanese short grain rice, but before we can cook it, it's important to wash it because it gets rid of the excess starches and any other.
Oh, dude, everyone goes mad over how you're supposed to cook rice. Like, you have to wash it beforehand. You have to put the correct amount of water. You have to do this and that rice, salt it correctly, do everything correctly.
That might be
I never cook rice correctly. Everyone's like, just buy a rice cooker. Maybe I will. I just don't eat enough rice to buy a rice cooker. It's a regular thing.
Rinsed about 3 to 4 times in the sink until the water runs clear, it's time to cook. For the water level of cooking rice, I like to go about an inch above the rice level. The lid goes right on top, and this will be brought up to a simmer. The rice from the game seems to be a yellow colored rice. Now, saffron rice was my first thought when I thought yellow rice.
Saffron rice? Oh, we bougie? Is that what we're doing? You can do like turmeric. Turmeric
really
rice.
Makes sense because it's really expensive and it's
give us some cumin in it.
Overwhelmed by the curry. So, how about a teaspoon of turmeric for that color and that slight hint of spice?
Let's go! I predicted it! Pre-wash, baby! Oh my god, I'm actually right. Oh, this makes me feel so good. Like I actually know things.
Mix this in until it's all incorporated, cover it up, cook until the rice is nice and fluffy, but not soggy. No one likes soggy
chat, I know what I'm doing.
Actually, I take that back. That's just porridge. I ate it all the time. All right, the rice is done cooking, and it is a beautiful golden yellow colored rice.
Let's fluff it up a bit.
It goes in a mountain.
Look at that.
On top of which, the curry is going to go on nicely.
God
but this
damn!
isn't just any curry with rice. This is a pasta curry, which means in a large boiling pot of water, I'm going to cook about half a handful of pasta. Not very active.
Okay, let me predict. I think he is going to cook the pasta normally until it reaches al dente, and then he's going to mix it with kind of like a little bit of the residue of what's in the sauce, and then put it on top of the rice. Let's see if I'm right.
But hey,
that's my prediction.
I don't really measure when I cook pasta, and I always end up making too much. You guys know the drill though. Boiling water, salt, pasta, cook until it's a little bit to the tooth, and it's ready for some sauce. Again, going for slight inspirations from Japanese and British spaghetti. I'm gonna cook this pasta in some marinara sauce along with a slight touch of...
Okay, I did not predict this. He's going for a marinara sauce on top of the curry?
Ketchup for both balanced sweetness and color. Once the pasta has a nice little red jacket, the last touch is to incorporate a pat of butter around a tablespoon. And I'm gonna go ahead and plate this thing. Rachel actually taught me
I was not expecting marinara sauce on top of the curry with the turmeric rice. That's a lot. That's so many flavors. Is that too much?
Really cool trick. If
I feel like that might be too much.
With tongs, instead of twirling it onto the plate, you twirl the plate, not the pasta. And that way
that's a nice plate though.
Perfect photo finish corkscrew of a beautiful mound of swirled pasta. Now that.
And then, is that, it could be parsley or coriander. I'm gonna say it's coriander.
Is really cool. And just to garnish, a sprinkle of chopped parsley and one...
Oh, it was parsley. I did mention it. I thought it'd be coriander because coriander usually goes on curries.
Parsley leaf right in the middle. And I present to you a pasta curry from Pokemon Sword and Shield.
I bet it slaps
10 different types of berries inside.
God, there's so much.
I'm gonna eat it. Pretty good. Actually, very good. Now you might think, hey, that's too many carbs. But
it's so many carbs.
There's no such thing as too many carbs. Just
I don't know. I feel like the carbs are there to balance out the strong flavors from meats and vegetables and sauces. So if you can have too many carbs, I think more than one type of carb is pushing it a little bit. Like you can have pasta with garlic bread, and usually that's okay.
Little determination. I did have
pasta and rice. I don't know, man.
Curry, so I decided to make a couple other variations from the game. First up, the sausage curry from before. In a large skillet with a little bit of oil, I'm frying up some sausage.
I mean, this slapped. I made this, it slapped.
Bangers, as in bangers and mash, as in sausages and potatoes. Just getting a nice brown crisp on all the sides, and we plate up again.
I love it when Americans talk about British cuisine, like bangers and mash and like roasts and English breakfast and all that.
Rice, curry, but sausages on top.
Okay, that slaps.
Ta-da! The sausage
that's
curry
great.
Pokemon Sword and Shield. Give this a taste. Curry and rice taste exactly the same, but the sausage is a very nice touch. I like that sausage.
Yeah, it's
that is
awesome.
A nice sauce. Next up.
Yeah, he does.
Oh,
he loves it.
Pokemon Sword and Shield. I'm cutting
this
up
one
5
confused
slices
me.
of thick white bread in half, putting them on a rack over a sheet tray and toasting them.
Okay, how's he gonna do the toast? Is he gonna do garlic bread? He could just do a normal toast with like he toasts it and then he puts butter on it, babadoom badoom, puts it on top of the curry. But maybe he'll go with like a more garlic bread kind of vibe.
For about 5 to 6 minutes until it's nice and golden brown all the way through. Each little slice of toast gets half a pat of butter, and this goes back into the oven for about 1 minute, just so that.
Okay, that's normal toast.
To plate, I'm gonna have to carefully stack.
He just went for normal toast. Damn.
Precarious curry and rice mound. Not the easiest thing to do. Kind of reminds me of playing Jenga, except if you lose, you.
This can work because naan is just bread, and you usually have naan with curries, which you usually have rice with. So if it can work with naan, which is bread, then it can work with toast, which is bread.
Because you can eat this. Just a little bit of parsley on top.
This makes sense.
And ta-da! Toast curry from Pokemon Sword and Shield.
I feel like that slaps too.
Curry, rice, and toast. Pretty good combination. Don't knock it till you try it, folks. And for our final variation, the cheesy
last
curry.
one?
This one really.
Okay, the cheesy curry is where I lost my mind. I used, I think, 3 different types of cheeses. I used mozzarella, I used red Leicester, cheddar, and one other type. I was not a fan. The mozzarella was actually all right. It had a little bit of creaminess and stringiness.
Intrigued me because the
red Leicester was weird. It was so strange.
On top of the rice and curry. In the picture, it's melted, which I guess can only be attained by putting this entire thing into the oven.
I didn't try this. Oh my god.
400 degrees for 10 minutes.
Oh my god, Alvin, what are you doing?
Our plate is oven proof. If it's not, bad stuff's gonna happen. Not
God
only do
damn.
I get to eat cheese with curry and
I think this is gonna slap. It's just a massive hunk of cheese with the rice and curry. I can't imagine this is gonna go wrong.
And match made it.
You should never eat all of this though. As a 1-bite Barry, this is great. But if you're going like 10-bite Tennysons, absolutely not.
The exposed sides of the curry got a little caramelized, while the exposed sides of the rice got very crispy. So almost every bite is like the crispy bottom of the rice pan. If I had to give my curries today a rating, I'd like to one day reach a Charizard class rating, but I don't think I'm quite there just yet. Maybe just Kuparaja class for now. Definitely not coughing. That would be bad.